Is PC culture destroying freedom of speech? Nope.
You bet your goddamn ass it is.
From YouTube comments to presidential candidates, it seems a lot of people think freedom of speech is under attack.
Because it is. Look, when you tell someone they can't say X, Y, or Z because of insert reason here, you are inherently limiting people's freedom to express themselves and voice their opinion. I thought you people were all about giving people the right to voice their opinion.
And who, might I ask, is to blame? The god PC culture.
Yes! Yes!
If you've ever called out racism, sexism, ableism, or any other oppressive ism,
how about fascism?
You've probably been accused of being too PC. PC is, of course, short for politically correct.
No, it isn't. Come on. PC stands for pussy crushing. You and I both know it.
Political correctness is avoiding words or behaviors that exclude, marginalize, or insult groups of people who are socially disadvantaged or discriminated against.
Now, you see, I don't have a problem with that. The problem I do have is when you try to force others to do what you want them to do. And you also have to ask yourself, at what point are these people no longer disadvantaged?
Basically, treating people with respect. Now, if you ask me, that doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Respect is never given. It is always earned. Respect is not a fiat currency that you can just mass produce a shitload and give it to everyone. Because the problem with a fiat currency is the more you produce, the less it's worth. Respect is now and forever will be based on the gold standard of actions.
But a recent poll by Fairleigh Dickinson University found that 68% of Americans and 81% of Republicans agreed that a big problem this country has is being politically correct. Even 62% of Democrats polled agreed that being PC was getting out of hand.
When the vast majority of the population and the vast majority of the people who are supposed to be on your side, Democrats, are saying that being politically correct is a problem, perhaps you should fucking examine yourself.
For these folks, political correctness is synonymous with weakness or being overly sensitive.
When someone gives you a legitimate criticism and you derail the conversation with "I'm offended," it's because you're overly sensitive and weak.
Similar to the new term social justice warrior, calling someone PC is a way to derail and dismiss conversations about inequality.
If I'm not allowed to call you too PC, then you're not allowed to use the phrase "I'm offended."
Okay, PC police, you're just offended by everything.
Yeah, in case you didn't realize what you said there, there's a reason why the term is PC police.
The term PC is almost always used as an insult. While it's been around for a while, it gained popularity in the 80s when it caught on with conservatives, not liberals.
Gee, imagine that. Maybe it's because you were douchebags back then, who were offended by fucking everything. Yeah, and I see what you did there. You're trying to paint conservatives as evil, nasty, mean people.
So why is being PC used as an insult? And what, if anything, does it have to do with free speech?
PC is used as an insult to help point out the fascist bullshit. It's concerned with freedom of speech because it doesn't want people to have that. Fascists don't want people to say whatever they want whenever they want. That's the opposite of fascism. It's called freedom.
Here's the thing. It's not just about hurt feelings. It's about calling out oppressive power structures, and that's where the misunderstanding comes in.
It is just hurt feelings because you don't think you're getting your way. So you whine and kick and scream like a little fucking baby until you think you can get your way. And you're bitching about oppressive power structures that, strangely enough, seem to only exist in your fucking head.
What's perceived as being too sensitive is usually someone speaking out against lazy, offensive language that doesn't usually get challenged.
Offense is always taken. It is never given, you freaking moron. And language isn't lazy. If you ever bother to understand how language works, shorter words are preferred over longer words. The speaker tries to communicate in as few words as possible. The listener would like as many words as possible to clearly understand what was being said.
That's because the group of people that those words hurt historically haven't had the opportunities to have their voices heard.
Historically, maybe, but not today, you frickin' idiot. Yeah, and I'm noticing a theme here too, with the evil white men and the poor picked on black guy, or black people, or women, blah 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 blah.
And the people who call that being too PC are often in privileged positions and don't want to or haven't had to think about what they're saying, or the consequences that come with it.
Yeah, again with the evil, privileged fucking white men. Screw you. Like I asked you earlier, when will these people ever be out of this privileged position? Or will they always be there because of their fucking skin color and what's between their legs? And consequences, you say? This should be interesting.
You can't take away my freedom of speech just because you're offended. Well, yeah. In America, freedom of speech simply means the government cannot prohibit you from expressing yourself. It's why you can criticize Obama without being thrown in jail.
As it does in many Western societies. The thing is, there are people who are being brought to court over things said on Twitter. Or did you not hear about the Gregory Allen Elliott case, you fucking idiot? I mean, you're only using the government to control what I am and am not allowed to say and when I am and am not allowed to say it. Hey, look at that! You're a fucking authoritarian fascist!
But on an interpersonal level, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences.
Of course.
However, the only lawful and constitutional consequence of that is reciprocal speech. Someone saying something back, arguing with you, not being fired. I mean, let's flip this around and you say, all white men are evil, privileged, assholes, rapists, blah 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 blah, and your employer decides to fire you. What would you do then?
Technically, no subject on Earth is off limits.
Just the ones that you say are off limits, right?
You can say whatever you want, but in turn, people are allowed to respond however they want.
True. However, only within the restraints of the law and the Constitution.
The fact that you can comment means you're not being censored.
Well, until that comment gets deleted and you be banned. But yeah, people are allowed to use those things. It's what they're there for. I mean, go right ahead. It only serves to prove their point to everyone else.
If you tell a crappy sexist joke and someone says, hey, that was a crappy sexist joke, that's freedom of speech. And if you post some racist bullshit on Facebook and your boss decides she doesn't want to employ people who spew racist bullshit on Facebook, you still have freedom of speech. And you're free to take that racist bullshit somewhere else.
It isn't freedom of speech when there's an unlawful consequence to that speech. You understand that, right? Her firing you is an unlawful consequence. I mean, once again, let's flip the script and rewind the tape here. You say on Facebook that all white men are evil, misogynistic, sexist, racist, pieces of shit who deserve to fucking die, and your employer decides to fire you over that. What would you do then? Is that somehow different? If you got offended by that, if you think it shouldn't be apply in that situation, you have a serious cognitive bias here, clearly showing how much of a racist, sexist, fucking piece of shit you are. Do you understand that? Because it's totally only racism and sexism when that group does it. Right?
America. PC culture, treating others with respect, social justice warriors, whatever you call it, isn't prohibiting anyone's freedom of speech. It's mainly about people standing up for themselves and asking to be spoken to and spoken about in a respectful way.
As I said earlier, respect is not given, it is earned. What you are thinking of is common courtesy. Completely different things. And yes, people should be treated with common courtesy. Respect is something completely different. And just handing it out completely devalues what it is and what it means.
In fact, political correctness is expanding free speech. We're adding words to the dictionary every year in an effort to promote more inclusive and respectful speech.
Data.
Oh my god, you're a fucking idiot. You're talking about singular words. Speech is stringing together those words in a coherent fashion that conveys information and conveys ideas. Adding more words does not equate to expanding freedom of speech, you fucking moron. Oh my god.
Last year alone, the OED added microaggressions, mansplain, and a whole host of gender terms like cisgender, agender, and gender fluid to the dictionary. That seems like giving more speech to more people, not less.
No, it isn't, you fucking dunce. Refer to what I said earlier. Holy shit. Mansplain? Seriously? What the fuck? Oh my god.
So have you ever been accused of being too PC? Or maybe you've been thrown in jail for saying the N-word? How do you still have internet access? Tell us about it in the comments below, and we'll see you next week right here on Decoded.
No, thankfully, I'm not dumb enough to be called too politically correct. And you know what? If someone says the word nigger, they can say it whenever they fucking want to. Here, I'll say it again. Nigger. What are you gonna do about it? It's just a goddamn word. But there is part of your fucking problem. When someone is thrown in jail for it, that is restriction of speech. The government is saying, you can't say those certain words or we'll throw you in jail. Or rather, it's just you saying them. I seriously doubt the government's going to do anything about it. Anyway, goodbye, and fuck right.